Yes. Right. I know I normally stream at the weekends, but I thought, you know, screw it. Been meaning to do more stuff, more games during the week. So we shall play some more trains. And then maybe some more racing if I have enough energy. But Train Sim World has received an update. I don't know if that's anything significant, or whether I'm suddenly not going to be able to run the game or what, but we'll see. It's not been too bad for me, to be honest. There we go. I probably might as well turn off the music as we've got some in game. Right, what I really need to do is do some more tutorials because I suck. Now I did fiddle with the graphics before. I'm tempted not to run too much percentage now, from what I've heard. I'm not sure whether my PC can handle FXAA, but we'll give it a bash. Turn VSync off because it's going to try and sync it to 60 FPS, and I don't think my computer can do that. And I forgot that you actually need to. Thought you needed to apply it. There we go. Yeah. Still displays okay? Yeah. Good stuff. Okay. Let's go back to home. Now I need to do a few more of the tutorials because I really struggled with some of the basic in-cab stuff. So basically just going to go down from the top. Now I did do some turntable stuff, but might as well do some tutorial led stuff. Now my game looked okay. It stuttered a bit at times, but it wasn't too bad.
Let's take a look at how to use the turntable. It'll come in useful around Cumberland Yard.
Yeah, FXAA is already making things sparkle.
There are two key components: the table, which must be locked in place to use, and the control cabin where the table is operated. Take a seat inside the control cabin and we get started.
Oh, you can actually sit down. Okay.
On the left is a monitor to view the action outside. In the middle is the rotation control.
Okay.
And on the right is the table lock control.
Mm-hmm.
Let's activate the desk by turning the monitor on and unlocking the table.
Already have. Right, press S to unlock the table. Right.
Now we want to rotate the table to point towards the nearby locomotive. Click and drag the rotation control to move the table in the direction you need. Let go of the rotation control as the desired track nears the left side of the monitor.
It's actually the wrong way.
Before we head over to the locomotive, be sure to lock the table again so that the turntable is safe to drive onto.
Is that the right way? Is that pointing up there? I think so. S, wasn't it? Okay, let's go get on the train. I like the shine on the rails, I think that's cool. Now, which way do I have to get on this one? I forget. Hello, Bob. I don't know if that's Bob's name, but, well. Sit down.
As you drive onto the turntable, take it very slowly so you don't overshoot. Going slowly also means that not much brake is required to stop.
Right, let's turn off the brake. Put it into forwards.
Once stopped, climb down from the locomotive and head back to the control cabin.
There we go. Is this one? I can look behind me. Okay. Right, let's... Oh, I'm down that way. Get on the chair.
With the locomotive ready to be turned, activate the monitor and unlock the table.
Right, now where are we going?
Using the rotation control, turn the table and locomotive to the indicated track.
Yeah, there we go.
Lock the turntable in place before you leave, then climb back aboard the locomotive and run it to the designated marker.
Screw. Right, initial reduction. I think I remember how to take the brakes off. There we go. Here we go. Lovely.
Excellent work! That concludes this tutorial on using turntables.
Nice. What I am going to do is I'm going to turn the anti-aliasing to that different mode because it does seem to be a bit iffy. Makes everything shimmer. But the game's running not too badly. So let's turn it back to TA. There we go. Right, so tutorials, what are we going to do? Refueling. Now I did this last time, but I might as well try again. Just cause. I wonder if I'm going to use it in the same loco. Get confused when I don't.
Refueling is an important important part of keeping a locomotive running, so let's go over how we do it. A refueling stand consists of two components: the hose, which connects to the locomotive, and the pump activation container. The locomotive is already stopped in the right place. Walk over and remove the fuel cap.
Magic fuel cap.
Now, go and pick up the fuel hose.
And then put it on. Oh, no.
Take it over to the locomotive and attach the hose to the fuel tank.
Turn on the fuel.
Return to the fuel stand and activate the refueling pump.
I think it takes 1700.
The system will automatically switch off once the tank is full. You can see the state of refueling by observing the indicator on the side of the fuel tank.
There we go. I need to turn it off again, I don't.
Pick up the hose and put it back on the fuel stand. Then replace the fuel tank cap.
That's it.
And that's all there is to it.
Go me. Accomplishing something. Right, let's go to the next tutorial. Whatever it is. I fancy some sweeties now. Maybe tomorrow. It's only got a max speed of 70 miles per hour. Weird.
This is where you'll learn all about train brakes and how they work.
Oh dear. I mean, one of the modern ones. Right.
On this locomotive, there are 3 braking systems available to the engineer. Dynamic, auto, and independent.
Okay.
Dynamic brakes work by reversing the polarity of the traction motors. When a train is moving, this action causes resistance against the turning axles. As this system only works when the axles are turning, this means the dynamic brake cannot stop a train, only slow it down.
Okay.
Train or auto brakes work by controlling air pressure in a brake pipe that runs the entire length of the train. This pipe connects to brake cylinders located on each individual car. In turn, these cylinders push directly onto the wheels to slow them down.
So that's if you've got carriages.
Locomotive or independent brakes are similar in operation to the auto brake. However, this brake only affects the locomotive itself, not the entire train. The independent brake is used when switching cars in a yard, or for holding a stopped train on level or low grade.
Okay. I get ya.
When the auto brake is applied, it directly affects something called the equalizing reservoir. Think of this readout as the target pressure for the air-controlled brakes on the train. Next to it is the brake pipe pressure. This indicates the overall brake pressure along the train.
Okay. Can I do something now?
So, as the engineer, you set a desired pressure via the equalizing reservoir, and then the brake system will react to match this target.
Right.
Perform a brake application on this train of 20 cars to see this process in action. Using the auto brake, reduce the equalizing reservoir. Watch for the brake pipe pressure indication to change, matching this reduction, and applying the brakes on the train.
Right. Okay. I think I gotcha.
Now let's see this same process on a much larger train. Head over to the adjacent locomotive and climb into the cab.
How do you get out of this one? Still find it a bit jarring when you get down from the train. Da 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 da. I can't remember whether you get in the front or the back now. You get in the back, don't you? Keep forgetting that. Right, so is this the same type of train?
This train has 100 cars. Let's see what difference this has on the reaction speed of the brakes. Repeat the equalizing reservoir reduction from before, again using the auto brake. Watch how long it now takes for the brake pipe pressure to match. The skill of the engineer is knowing when to start braking.
Oh, it's not that bad. Not that bad at all.
Now that we have seen the brakes applied, let's see how long it takes to release them. Using the auto brake, set the equalizing reservoir back to its previous position.
Oh, it does take a while, doesn't it?
This action triggers the brake pipe along the train to begin recharging. When the brake pipe begins to repressurize, the brake cylinders holding the wheels will vent their air completely to the atmosphere. This is a one-way trip. There is no way to partially release these brakes.
Right. Oh, it's taking a while to get to the top now. Okay. The buttons look very big. So my brake's not come off then, if it didn't get right to the end.
It's a lot to take in, so that's all for now. The key aspects to remember are brakes take a while to apply, so plan ahead and be patient. And the brake pipe will only begin to recharge when the auto brake is put into the release position.
Okay. Scary, but that's the way it goes. Now we're going to get to drive the train. Hey! So what could you collect? Hats, posters, things. Oh, we can do some coal loading.
Coal loading is a common occurrence on Sandpatch Grade, so we better take a look at how to do it.
Right, same train then.
To engage the loading process, the train must be moving at a constant rate and not exceeding the speed limit.
Right.
In order to move the train very slowly, this locomotive is fitted with speed control. This is located on the integrated function display.
Six. Right. Set the target speed to 2. So on, off, current speed. So does that take it down? Oh no, wrong way. Oh, they don't line up completely, do they? Or rather, it's only let me do what I'm supposed to be doing.
You're now ready to move under the coal loader ahead, so get the train moving. As we have set the slow speed control, it does not matter what throttle position is used, the locomotive will only travel at the indicated speed.
Okay. Of course, it's miles per hour on there, but I'm now going 3.5 kilometers now.
When the train is within range, the loader will activate and a notification will appear.
Can't even open the windows. Not fair. I might want to open the windows. It might be a bit stuffy. What's going on with the speed there? It's getting a bit funny.
The process of loading the cars is completely automated. As each car passes under the chute, the loader will dispense coal until it is full. This will continue until all the cars are loaded. With the train under semi-automatic control, you can watch the loading process from an external camera.
Don't drop it on my head. Drop some. It's funny it didn't get that one. That's 98%. How weird. I wonder if this is like this in real life then. Sure there's a bloke up there doing the thing. Otherwise there wouldn't be steps, would there? There we go.
To bring the train to a halt, return the throttle handle to idle, and on the integrated function display, press slow speed control off. Now bring the train to a stop.
Just gonna go backwards then.
Unloading coal. There are two facilities for coal loading on the sand patch grade: Rockwood Mine and Shaw Mine.
Okay. Next! Do I get a prize? Ooh. A helping hand. No idea. 2 locos.
So, you're the rookie they've given me the task of showing around. Well, in my view, there's no better way to learn than on the job, so you can take the engineer's seat for this run.
Go me!
Before we reach the end of the yard, I'll contact the dispatcher for permission to head out to Hindman. Set the locomotive up and we'll get going when you're ready.
H for headlights, well that's pretty obvious. What's the problem? Okay. And we want that one. And we want that. And we want to go... Oh yeah. Take that off. Honk honk. Off we go.
This is X551 requesting a track warrant from Cumberland Terminal to Hindman. Over.
X551, subject to signal indications. Proceed from Cumberland Terminal as far as Cumberland Station. Wait there for eastbound Q116 to pass. Then proceed to Hyman. Over.
X551, subject to signal indications, proceeding from Cumberland Terminal to Cumberland Station. Await passage of eastbound Q116, then proceed to Hyman. Out.
Let's boogie. Yeah, frame rates do tank when there's a bit of detail on screen, but what you gonna do? It's a nice day out, isn't it? Very nice. Very nice. I can't remember whether I think I ended up here when I did my scenario. Did a big long scenario. It took, was it 2 hours, I think? It's longer than I imagined. Let's put it that way. What else we got? Engine. Fuel pumps. What's that one? Step lights. Don't need those. Excuse me. Has this one got a visor? It has. Not that I need it, but... It went a bit overboard. All I did was press it once and it went up to 3 instead of 2. How weird. Unfortunately, the follows thing is right where... Whoop. That's probably not a good idea. There we go, that's better. Much better. Have I still got the door open? Maybe so. I don't know if that bit's static, but when I first played the game, the digital displays were getting hammered with the anti-aliasing, but now it seems to be not too bad. Just realised I was actually zoomed in just then. What we got is just 1, 2. Whatever train it is, I don't know. It'll look quite nice when it's dark. Ooh. Yeah, switching from one thing to the other suddenly gives it a bit of a stutter. Not sure why. Heater. Turn on the heating. Just 'cause, you know. Where's the road? Over there somewhere, was it? Country lane or something down there. If that's a road at all, I don't know. Another train! What's that shininess? What's that? Oh, it's for the lights from the logo it's just gone past. I see. I get it now. Now let's see if I can do this without overreacting on the brakes like I usually do. Do not move dynamic brake to get up until throttle has been idle for 10 seconds. Okay. Whatever. So it's one thing I'm not quite used to with the American trains is how long the trains actually are. By choice, I wouldn't play with the American trains. I just have to wait till they make some UK DLC. And then not being able to afford it. Like usual. Speed limit's just between throttle positions. Unfortunately. Don't think it's going to take long to actually stop this loco. And considering I can't even see where the marker is. Yeah, that slowed me very quickly. Very quickly indeed. It probably wouldn't be that bad if it was like a car, you know, you feel the tension in the pedal maybe. I want them to get their rail driver support controller supported. Right. Ooh.
This is X551. We're ready to head to Hindman. Over.
X551. Subject to signal indications. Proceed to Hindman. Over.
X551. Subject to signal indications. Proceeding to Hindman. Out.
I wonder if they're going to have the speech on the on all the other what they're called scenarios. It's kind of cool. I don't know whether they have any radio contact with them in the UK or whether it is just relying on buttons and lights and stuff and bleepers. It's one thing that I heard someone say about the method of anti-aliasing. I think TAA, they said there will be some trails behind certain things like vegetation and stuff like that, which I noticed in my first play. And then as soon as I turned it to FXAA, all of the railings and the leaves and things started to shimmer, and it was quite disconcerting, so turn that off straight away. Kind of prefer the trails part, even if it does look a bit ugly. But hey, need new graphics card anyway. Don't know when I'm going to be able to afford one though, that's the thing. I wish it was a 1.5 throttle position, so So this is 10:30 in the morning in the US, is it? It's pretty. Very pretty. It's unfortunate the mouse sensitivity is a bit off. Takes a while. Well, the railings are flickering again in the distance. So it's not ideal. I wonder what would happen if I actually turned off anti-aliasing, whether it would actually make a difference. Or whether it would just be a flickery mess. Maybe so. Just going to see if the smoke went through the bridge. Didn't look like it did it? And I heard Matt Pedalston, the senior producer of this game, he said that there was a reason that they chose the CSX brand as the introduction to the game. I don't know if that leads to something further on down the line, or you know, a bigger partnership, or whether or not they've merged. I think someone told me something about driver training. Maybe the simulator is now going to be used as driver training because they've upped the detail level. I'm not sure, but hey, what you gonna do when the trains are coming for you? What I meant to do was turn off. Someone told me I could tweak the graphics a little, because I'm sure that I'm getting some blur in the distance, and I'm not really a fan. I prefer everything in view. So we're either getting some anti-aliasing issues ahead, or some Z fighting. I want to be in front. No, I want to be in front. No, I want to be in front. Now out on the main line, I think they go via. It does. Yeah. Good. Bing, 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 bing. I'm sure there's a rule for going over the crossings. I think you have to beat the horn or something. Because people are stupid. I actually prefer the old one. This one. Because of how tatty it looks. I think it said on the detail that it started in the 1970s and either stopped in the late 80s or the early 90s. And then you get those different ones with the more comfortable chair and all the electric stuff. But I prefer all the manual bits. So I'm packing some boxes in their truck. So I think next speed limit's in 56. Which will be... yeah, open this up a little. Yeah. Even if it's only just 2 locos and that's it.
This is the Cumberland Narrows. It's crazy that just the Wills Creek carved out. Lucky for us it did. Otherwise it would have added another 10 miles to the line if we had to go around these hills via Crescent Town. Plenty of floods come through here in the fall. Strong enough to wash away road and rail. Although, things have improved over the years, Mike. Now the creek runs in a concrete box. But it still breaks free now and again.
Yeah, I wonder whether they maybe chose this route as well because of just the amount of detail as in, you know, vegetation. They were quite proud that they were linked with something called Speed Tree, which has helped them produce so much stuff. So I wonder if that was a part of the choice as well, because it's a good benchmark. You know, there have been not many other places that would have the amount of trees and vegetation than being out in the middle of nowhere like this. So, and you can sometimes see the trails coming off the particularly the window there. You can see the trails of anti-aliasing. You can sometimes see it off the wipers and stuff like that. Yeah, you can definitely see it in that window there, coming off the window pane. It's not great looking, but I have got the brakes off, haven't I? Yeah. Just checking. Alright, might be able to turn up the throttle. I think when I prefer the UK trains, I again prefer the diesels to the electrics, and they are, you know, a dwarf in comparison to how big these trains are, which is. And I'm wondering how this new engine is going to cope with like the inner cities of London, because there's so much detail you've got to put into those. And you know, the previous train sim is all well and good, but that's going to be quite a stress test. So it said 56 in, there we go, so let's turn up the throttle a bit more. Especially if it's a busy scenario in the centre of London, you've got the opportunity to put boats on the Thames, and traffic on the bridges, and a lot more people, because obviously this being a freight route, you haven't got to generate passengers and things like that. So I think that's why they probably didn't do the passenger route first, because they've still got to work out if they're gonna fake the passengers or make them, you know, get on the train properly. I think it's World of Subways, I think, is one of the only ones that actually does that. The passengers actually do physically get on. And things like one of the bus simulator games does it. I think they actually physically get on and sit down. But if anywhere is going to be the stress test for that, it's going to be London, because you've got thousands of passengers. So, but we'll see. I don't know how often they're going to now think about doing their DLC. Because with their last game, it was a case of they announce that they've done something, and then in the next couple of days it's out, unless there's something really huge when they kind of build up to that. But it's weird. And I'm sure they want to do, you know, trains from every corner of the world, but a lot of people or a lot of companies aren't so free with their licenses and their stock to be used in video games for some reason. Whether it's like just their strict rules on using content elsewhere, I'm not too sure. Or whether they just see as a game being not you know, it's not going to benefit them, but you know, it might be a plus for their brand, you know. It's like that I don't know if it was an urban myth or whether the rumour started a while ago about the Gran Turismo thing. They couldn't put damage in the game because the manufacturers of the cars that they would put in the game, of which there are thousands, would then kind of look bad if their cars got ripped apart, you know. But that's just how physics works. Up to 5. Well, no diesel engine singing now. They did say as well that they've... Oh, okay.
Up ahead, we'll pass through the town of Ellerslie. Not much of note, but this run up from the Narrows to Hyman is our last chance to be sure about the train brakes before beginning the climb to that summit. Coming down can be just as treacherous. After the twist of Glencoe and Fairhope, you'll be glad to see straight at Hyman. Don't get too comfy though. Too much speed and the curve of Corriganville will have you in the dirt in no time.
So yeah, I don't know. About the damage thing, because they've probably had to purposely put the safety warning in this game. You know, when you're crossing the tracks, you've had to have this kind of red symbol in the middle of your view to say, "Oh, you're on the train tracks. Don't stand here." And they've purposely made it so that if you do come into contact with the train, it will just go through you, rather than, you know, ending up dying like you would. And I don't know whether that's a license thing, or whether it's the better to do that than kind of show what would really happen. But licensing and merging companies and stuff is very complex. Lots of red tape, so to speak. Can't quite get to throttle position 6. I've not fully understood some of the signalling, and I don't know whether they go through that on the other tutorials, but I've kind of understood the UK signals, where it's a green, it's one yellow, then it's two yellows, and then most often than not that will follow a red. Well, flashing yellow would be a warning of a speed decrease, or crossing, I think it's crossing the track. The flashing yellow. So I kind of understand that, but for some reason the US signals are a bit more complex, because they have combinations of reds and greens and things. I'm not getting the external sound, am I? I'm just getting the... Well, I am now. It's weird. It's like there's a little bug in the system there. It doesn't quite give you the correct sounds. I think it did say that this train was maximum speed of 70 miles per hour, I think. Going up at 0.4% grade there. Putting on the speed limit. So what would that be? If it's 70, that would probably be maybe 80 to 90 kph, something like that. You can turn off all the signals, symbols and stuff, which is very cool. I wonder if that would probably get rid of.
You're running great so far. Keep it up.
That will get rid of the warning of crossing the tracks and stuff, maybe. So you could have a very, very pure experience with no UI whatsoever. I don't know. Right, so is that my destination? It's not, is it? That's my. Can't remember where they said I was going to. I've got some more things planned for streams. After this Sunday. I don't really want to give too much away. I've already ordered some parts for my PC that's going to help, hopefully. I don't know if I'll do a Sunday evening stream straight away after this new thing I've got planned, or whether it's something I'll do regularly after that on stream. I'm not too sure yet. But should be interesting. I spent quite a bit of money on it, so we'll see if it actually makes it entertaining or not. Probably not, but it's worth a try. So what are we? We're Wednesday at the moment, aren't we? Go for Wheels Creek. So many buttons and switches I don't think I'm going to actually use. Maybe, don't know.
Tracks out of Wills Creek over Sandpatch Creek. These hills don't leave much room for the railroad to squeeze past.
It did say I was going to Heidemann, didn't it? I think. I don't know why I was looking up in that top corner with the mouse when I could actually just look myself. Very odd. I don't know whether this is actually the last tutorial, because I've kind of lost track of... Oh yeah, there's kind of like introduction to certain locos that I'd have to do sometime. Because I started off with the first one, which is this one. And I kind of get the idea with all the, you know, the big levers and stuff like that. But all the other ones with the electronic displays, it's very confusing. So next signal was apparently a yellow, whatever a yellow means. You know, you wouldn't do this for driver training where you'd let someone out on the rails and they don't even know what the signals mean. I probably would have had to pass some exams to even step foot in this train. I'm thinking that obviously this train here, the one that was apparently used in the 1970s, is now out of operation. And they use the modern ones, maybe. But it's quite funny looking at this one. This train in particular, and then as they've gone along, I think they've got bigger trains with more horsepower. And even the smallest one is bigger than a UK train. So the bigger of the US locos are bloody huge. I don't know whether the carriages are much bigger or smaller. We'll have to fit in with how big our tunnels and bridges are, like you do. So it was a bit of a weird thing going to. I took the train from the centre of where was it? It was from Amsterdam Airport to the Amsterdam city, and their trains are double-decker trains, and it was like, oh, you won't see any of this on the UK routes. That's very weird. And it was snowing like mad as well, which made it even more beautiful to look out the window. Right now, really. Lots of trees. That's what you're going to ask me to try and slow this thing down now. So I've had one yellow, so what's the next yellow mean?
This is X551 approaching Hindman. Requesting permission to stop and run back into the siding in Hindman. Over.
X551, subject to signal indications. Stop and run back into the siding. Over.
X551, subject to signal indications, proceeding with stop and run back. Out. We're passing through Hindman. The siding should appear on the right-hand side shortly. It runs until just outside town. Stop beyond the switch and we'll run back into it and connect to the stopped cars.
Alright, so we'll have to knock our speed down. Let's get it the wrong way around. Right, so we're gonna back onto those, are we? Not too good with the brakes. That's because we're going up a hill, that's probably why we've slowed down a bit more. I think when they get the rail driver support sorted, and I've only had a few goes with my rail driver controller, I found it more tactile. Tactile, is that the word? I don't know. I found it easier when you've got levers rather than buttons. So, oh, that's again too quick. Have a habit of doing that. For some reason the keys seem to be very sensitive at the moment. Right on the objective. Alright, can I get out to do this? Oh, I keep forgetting to get in the back. Back we go. I found a lot of this happens with anything on the internet nowadays. Everything seems to be a controversy. Everything is really, really bad. Everyone has to get uptight about everything. And you know, the release of this game, people weren't happy with the performance it was putting out for the spec of their PCs, and there was people getting angry about it. And I kind of took a step back and thought, we're getting angry about a computer game. Don't understand it myself. There's more to life than computer games. I think when I'll finish this, that'll be me done for the day. It was only going to be a short stream to get a few tutorials done, and I'll go down, sit on the sofa and relax for the rest of the day. What there is left of it. And when I did this before, I gave the I gave the carriages a right old whack. I don't know how fast I was going when I hit them, but it was quick. Now I could do this by the external camera. Let's try doing it with the external camera and see what happens. That was a bit much, wasn't it? switch off any active lights. Let's turn that one off. And that one. That's it. Now, oh, and this one.
Good work. Before heading back, let's grab a bite to eat with the repair crew. That's them by the pickup truck.
Cool. Meanwhile, that bloke's sitting in a cab. You don't want to come for a bite to eat, mate? Never mind. Jump over the fence. Oh dear. I walked further than I've driven. That can't be right, can it? How could I have walked that amount but only drove that amount? No. That's not right, is it? I think they've got something wrong with their calculating how much users have walked. It doesn't quite work, does it? Right, let's see what I've got left on the tutorial list. Right, so we've got introductions, done coal loading. It's basic introductions I've got to do next, which will be good. I wonder if it's taking my local time for the background there. Not sure, because I always run this in the evening time, so no, never mind. Let's exit for now. Thanks for watching if you have been, and I'll probably do either a stream later on in the week, maybe on Sunday, just depends. I know I've got to do something after Sunday anyway. Not going to give anything away for now, but for now I'll see you later.